to the Force Always. My name is Diz, aka David Zammit, with the news, views, reviews, interviews. And it is breaking news today. This episode will be in entirety of the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, which technically dropped for us here in Melbourne, Australia, overnight. It's early in the morning here now, but overnight we got the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer finally public release. I'll just give you some quick thoughts, and then I'm going to break it down in a very different way than I usually would. But I thought, well, this is an iconic moment for Star Wars fans, including myself. Now, look, straight off the bat, I'm going to give this trailer a 5 out of 10. It was, for me, underwhelming because there was no emotional pull in for me in the actual trailer. I just didn't think, my goodness, this is epic, or they had a story to it that was interesting. In parts, it looked a little bit tacky. But that being said, this for under 10 people, under 10-year-old kids, close to 10 as well, perfect trailer. Anyone that's oldie but goldie, sort of like me, it was a bit underwhelming. For me anyway. Not standing for every single person. It was okay. I'm happy that something is out there now. The one thing I didn't really like, but it does work, it's funny, it works, but I didn't like, was the actual title that comes at the end of the trailer. It looked like a sort of Indiana Jones sort of cartoon type of trailer. It works because I think it works for the demographic, which is going to be kids, about, close to 10. But anyway, we're going to break down the trailer in a different sort of way. So let's get into the breakdown of the trailer. Okay, so let's do the breakdown in a very unusual way. My TV looks a bit underwhelming right here, but it's actually quite a big size TV, and this is going to be done without sound. Let's go. Opening shot, well, it was okay, something different. Thoughts of Rogue One there. And then we've got Grogu and the Mandalorian in the sand. I thought that was not the best opening shot for the look. This here, I thought was a bit corny. Even listening with the music, I just thought it was unusual. Sigourney Weaver, it's great to have her included in this show. Jokes. The jokes are going to be heavy in this particular film. Excuse me, with the reflective look on the TV. This is where that particular creature looked really good. Something unusual. It reminded me a bit about Solo, though. Solo, the movie. And this part here, seeing Jabba the Hutt's son. And this part, I just thought, oh my goodness, it's going to be Transformers in Star Wars. Not the best idea, but anyway. Here is probably the original showing at Star Wars Japan, where they showed the AT-AT or AT-AT coming off the edge. This here is the part. I don't like the look of the logo, but it does work for the particular film. So that's pretty much it. There's a little bit of a thing that happens at the end. That's pretty much it, the breakdown of the trailer. So going back to the title, it works because it's got a very Indiana Jones look to the title. It just looks like a bit of a non-serious type of title. Anyway, let's get back into the studio. We're back here again in the studio. That was the Mandalorian Grogu trailer. Happy that it's here. Not overwhelmed with it. As I've said, I've given 5 out of 10. Today's episode of The Force Always will be just a standalone about the review. Any comments and other stuff that I usually do will be done in the next episode. But anyway, until then, my friends, keep rockin'.